Citizens of the drug receipt community, the floodgates have opened. The games have begun. War is imminent. This is the war! This is the war, a drug war, but it's the type of war that you don't need guns for.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. Hello and welcome to the recap of the Division 1 of the boss rounds. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a huge 24 hours in the Drug Wars competition, and we have got a lot for you on the show today. Welcome, Arlo. How are you, sir?
Hi, I'm good, but my mic is muted for a second. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay, I can hear what's going on in the background, and we don't want to spoil that surprise. So Arlo's furiously working on some last-minute additions to the show. In the meantime, I'm going to ramble and discuss what has been an incredible last 24 hours and set this show up. So we have got some guests joining us, which I'm sure you'll be excited to hear from and see on the show. And we also have some propaganda to drop that's going to blow your minds. In the recap, we're going to take a little look at some of the propaganda that was and that will be in the upcoming battles, and then we're going to close out the show with some new propaganda that I don't think anyone has seen just yet. I certainly haven't seen it anywhere, and I am the only audience that matters in this. No, of course not. All right, so let's get this show on the road. Arlo, are you ready to join us back on mic yet?
Sure, yeah. It looks like I'm on delay, though. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but you are on a little bit of a delay. I think your computer's working overtime there. One moment, we can talk a little bit about the bosses that have already been announced, and there is one boss remaining that hasn't been announced yet, which is going to happen on the show. And all of the boss battle brackets are up and live and ready for your viewing pleasure. So you'll be able to see who's taking on whom in the upcoming boss battles. And we're also going to talk a little bit about, as we go through, you'll find out today what the bounty was on the bosses that have already competed, or maybe not, because maybe the bosses won their battles and therefore that prize moves into the major prize pool. Are we going to announce that, Arlo? Are we going to let everybody know what the prizes are anyway? Or are we just going to let it fall into the major prize pool and announce it then?
No, I think we can announce the prizes. But even as I say that, we're probably not going to announce mine just because I haven't quite solved exactly what it is. I think I know what it is. But yeah. We can talk about it, but the other prizes are all identified, so yeah, we may as well say them. Mine is the only one that's kind of a little bit in flux.
Nice. Okay, cool. So let's have a look at what went down over the last 24 hours, let's call it, because it's been an hour or so. Shout out to Lander, shout out to KC, shout out to Sean Savarese, nice and easy E. Good to have you guys backstage in the chats. Please share the broadcast and let's get a bunch of people up in here, and I'll call on the producer to show us what has just taken place. We had Siren Getty out of here taking on the team from Roadrunner Racing, and Freed from Addiction taking on Fear the Nightcaps. So without further ado, let's bring on our first guest. Do we have someone from Roadrunner Racing up in here? Oh, Atari, welcome to the show, sir.
I opened up my window. I'm much shinier now. Okay.
You look great. Hi, Atari.
Right.
You look great.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So we've got two bosses in the room.
Your background is mirrored. And Trevor, I see you've got yours. Wait, no, y'all both have mirrored backgrounds, it looks like. Yeah, for sure.
Is mine the wrong way around? It is reading badly. Oh, I don't want to change that on the fly.
You're pretty much half in the screen, but I mean, you're repping. Let me make sure I get my full rep in here, okay?
Oh, no way.
Oh, got the PB. Nice.
Is
that one of yours?
It is, because you have to be honest and transparent. Yes. It's mine. It's a Richard Ram. Hey, what's up, Bulls only? I was trying to respond to everybody in the private chat or in the group chat, and I'm like a boomer when it comes to streaming as well. So it's
all
not a
good,
big
my
deal.
friend.
But
all good.
yeah, I got to take the big.
L. Well, let's see. We haven't announced it yet. We got to figure out.
Little teasing of the results.
Well, the thing is I'm going based off of what I've seen. I don't even know the results yet.
All right. Well, before we get into the results,
finish.
Before we get into the results, I do have a question for you, Atari. When's your next session? Show everybody on camera what you did in the last session. That's on your right shoulder, is it? And tell us when is the next? Isn't there another session booked, ready to go?
Well, it's all Web3, and the next one is a Seeker. It's my Seeker with a goblin grinder and a little silo backpack. But yeah, I'd be glad to show it.
There it is.
Just to let you all know it's real.
A goblin. Wow.
That is serious shit. And what's the reaction been from people who've seen it so far? It's so fucking dope.
Most people that see it are like, "Oh my god, what movie is that from? I've seen that before." And then I'm like, "No, it's Web3. It's not even an NFT that's been made yet." And people they don't understand. It's crazy because I keep it real with people, and they just like the general public does not understand what we're involved in. Obviously, it's crazy. That's why we're doing this propaganda war.
But Atari, what is the art from? Where'd you get that goblin art?
Oh, the goblin art?
Yeah.
Well, that originally came from. I'm going to start with Aaron McDonald before I speak out of place. Jesse Metcalf, I believe, or Alex Meals, but I don't want to misspeak who came up with the original artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Well, between those, probably more likely to be Jesse. But yeah, that's super cool.
So most likely Jesse. But yeah, and I'm just a big believer in all this. Like I don't want to get too caught up on all that because I'm grateful to be up here. I'm grateful that we had a great team to like represent us. I know what we were up against, and like I wasn't trying to be foreshadowing, but I was just being honest. I had a long night at work last night too, guys. Okay,
all right.
We will put in if you're getting a drug receipt in there somewhere, we're happy to contribute to the cause.
100%.
Yeah, we'll put something down on it if you're gonna, and it would not be the first. Dawn has a couple of drug receipts tattoos. Selena has some drug receipts tattoos. I've seen some other others cropping up.
Yeah, I'll go get it. I went out. I spent my own money on. I don't care. I spend a lot. I'm here for everybody. It's all we have to co-brand together. So
hey, you didn't ask for it. I am telling you, we will help. We will pitch in if drug receipts is in the mix there. I want to see it on your skin.
It's done.
Consider it
done. It's going to look like this, though.
It's
going to be done by the person that did this because this is my favorite. I got this when my dad died.
Let's see it.
It's Little Dickie's tattoo.
Cool. Wow.
And he retweeted it as soon as I put it on Instagram. He commented on it right away, like amazing. It was like a sleeping pillow talk. It was from a Lil Dicky video, if anybody knows him. But so I'm going to go to that artist to get the drug receipt because that's specific art.
Yeah,
that's different than this. This is
totally different style. That's overkill. Yeah. We don't need that.
And you're covered. But anyways, enough for me. But yeah, no, I appreciate you guys. I'm stoked to be up here. My team told me to make sure I don't leak alpha and just keep it.
No alpha leaking. We won't talk about the backgrounds. We won't talk about any of the alpha. But what we will talk about.
This means nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
I have one of these.
All right. I see you getting some shout outs. You've got some fans in the chat there, bro.
Practical Muse, Sean Savarese.
Nice. All right, let's get into it. So, what are we showing first? Let's have a look at some of the propaganda that went down between the two matchups for this first round. The RRR team taking on Serengeti out of here. Let's have a look at what went down. So this was you guys. Really nice and humble shout out to be for us. But I love this. Don't be a sheep, vote for a boss. Where did that come from? Was that you, or was that one of the team?
I
Sorry?
wish that was. I wish that was from me. That was none of that was from me. None
Awesome.
of that. That was
right.
that was up straight up Thor and KC. Let's just keep it based.
Yep. Oh, that's right. Thor was running on this one. So yeah, really nice, and we're really so stoked to have you guys as part of this. It's been so cool. And then the response from your competitive team looked like this.
Oh God.
That's a pretty, that's a shots fired, man. That's a pretty dope shout out there. So those of you who are listening to this, you're missing all of the visual accompaniments, and we recommend you jump over into our YouTube channel or go and watch the restream on YouTube. But yeah, some fire propaganda from Serengeti out of here, really calling out Roadrunner with the often copied. And I think it was a shout about how closely matched these two cards were. If we bring that up again, please, producer, you can see in the corners, those of you who are paying attention, how close these two cards were. They looked so similar. And, I think that's where this propaganda came from. So pretty funny from the Serengeti out of here team. Let's have a look at the result and what went down.
Oh,
Come on.
Boom. Our first boss to face the music
Oh, I thought we were
is taken down.
well, we do have a final vote count for you, Atari, if you're curious to know.
I'm just curious to know if we were in it. I mean, I just like when I saw that meme, I knew it was over.
Well, unfortunately, your worst fears were right. It was a pretty solid victory there. 71-37 was the final total.
Wow, that's a decisive decision there from the community. Big support for Serengeti out of here. I think it's a huge team to go up against, and you guys fought very valiantly to take on such a huge team in the competition, and one that we think could even go all the way. So how do you feel, mate? On behalf of Roadrunner Racing, how do you feel? Is it yeah?
Who, me?
He's in shock.
Well, I just love that Jesse was posting Acro's groupies. Yeah, I'm not in complete shock because I was just like, this is what we're gonna give it all we got, and what can you do when you're going up against that? I mean, how could I? It would have been hard to even vote against myself there. I stayed out of it. Okay, I'm just being honest. So,
this is something that you guys, Roadrunner Racing, y'all were the first boss basically to jump into action, and this whole going through this thing has been a complete experiment, right? Learn as we go, and so. No one had any idea how the boss rounds would go. We didn't know what kind of advantage the bosses have or what kind of a disadvantage they have. And so in this case, in the first round, the Drug Wars competitor has taken the first victory. But we still got seven other boss battles to go. So it remains to be seen what kind of trends or patterns we'll see, or what kind of a bump you get from being a boss or not.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget, it's not over, right? So there is still another round. It's boss against boss. So in a few weeks' time, when this whole primary competition is over, you guys will be back up again to take on one of the other bosses, and you could potentially go all the way. You've now put your flag in the sand. People know who you are. People are out there representing. It's time to get up and drive some more propaganda, because the boss battles are coming. The boss wars,
battle of the bosses,
yeah, and we'll find out which boss team can have ultimate bragging rights in the Drug Wars. So so make sure you get ready for that.
I appreciate that. And we've taken nothing but L's, but we are coming IRL, and we want to just, I want to bring all the communities together. I want to bring all the drug receipts. I want to bring everybody in every single community I know together. So I humbly 100%. Take the loss to Serengeti.
Yeah, nice one.
Atari, that is the spirit of the competition, right? It's bringing the competitions together, bringing visibility, from project to project, like sharing our communities, bringing them together, and coming together in the spirit of competition and creativity. So there really are no losers here, even though you guys lost this matchup. But we are, as Trevor said, we're so grateful that you guys participated and have been such enthusiastic partners in this project. So thank you for that.
100%.
Always.
Yeah, good. And
I don't-
shout out
and the
to
drug receipts Lambo's about to. We were supposed to use that to pump this, but we're waiting. All right, it's coming soon.
yeah, we're
That-
pretty
that
excited
might have
about.
shifted things in your
I don't
favor.
know. I don't know if we posted that yet. No, I probably wasn't supposed to talk about that. Never mind. Anyways, yeah, get me
Look,
off of here. Yeah,
without
thanks.
without dropping any alpha, Atari, we're all looking forward to what's coming down. We were talking about you guys on the show a couple of days ago, and how awesome it is that that such a powerful and compelling brand that's winning fans all over the place is coming out of this community. We're really excited about what you guys are doing, and can't wait to see what comes next. So you don't have to share any alpha, because I don't want you to go back and get slapped by the rest of your team. But we know that there's some stuff coming real soon. So if you're not already, follow these guys on social, get on their Twitter, and make sure you check out what these guys are doing, because it's they're breaking new ground. They're building a Web3 based brand from IP that didn't even exist 6 months ago, and it's just so fucking fire to see what's happening in that little community. And you guys are blazing a trail for other teams that are going to come, and really setting a benchmark for anybody in the Atom environment or Atom ecosystem as to how it's done. So congratulations to you guys. Keep up the good work. We love you lots.
Thank you. Humbly appreciate the very kind words.
Dope, brother. Thank you for joining us on the show. We'll see you again soon for the boss battles. Round of applause.
Love you. Thanks so much, Atari. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for participating.
Yeah,
Of
man.
course, anytime, Arlo. Thank you for having me, guys, and thank you.
Nice one. Thanks, brother.
To the
Take
fan.
care.
All right.
Ciao. All right. So, yeah, big shout out to those guys. Awesome of Atari to come on camera and graciously accept defeat. It's not every boss that can be such a triumphant and humble person in the face of what was a pretty compelling defeat.
Yeah, no, great to have them on. Those guys, yeah, those guys are super rad sports. And the project in their community is so rad. Really nice to have them be a part of the Drug Wars. And we'll see what they do in the Battle of the Bosses.
Yeah, they've definitely won some more fans here today, and anybody who watches the restream, no doubt, will be checking out who they are and following along. So they have got an opportunity to kind of rise back up again in the Drug Wars. We haven't seen the last of Roadrunner Racing, so awesome. Okay, moving on to the next battle. What have we got here? This is yours, Arlo. Is there anything you want to say before we get into sharing some of your propaganda?
So first of all, my daughter goes to University of Texas in Austin, and she's dating an actual University of Texas football player. I mean, it sounds like a cliche or like a movie, but it's true. This is his number. And they just played OU. It's like a big rivalry around here, Texas OU, and just like trounced them. I think it was like 49-0 by the end. So congratulations to Texas. But in that spirit, I hope that we can keep the winning spirit going here, because yes, I finally get to compete. I'm in the first division of matchups here with my boss team, Fear the Nightcaps. But I've gone up against a powerhouse. I guess every team in the final 8, right, is a powerhouse. That's how they made it this far. But Freed from Addiction has just been mowing through the competition, taking people out on the strength of really good propaganda on a really great messaging platform. So I knew I had my work cut out for me. But, it's no easy task for Freed from Addiction. No one knows this brand better than I do. I invented it, right? So I understand it pretty well. I'm pretty good at marketing. So I really worked hard on the lore. I curated a nice team. I had the benefit of the boss cards, and I used it. And I even managed, to squeeze in some propaganda, which wasn't easy. I definitely had to put some work on hold to throw together some propaganda and get it out there. But yeah, I knew it would be a tough matchup.
100%.
And there's one bit of propaganda that I did not release, but something that's really cool and exciting that we're going to if I win today, we will share it with you. How about that?
All right. So first thing we're going to do is have a little look at a couple of exchanges that took place, right? Like in this matchup. Then we'll have a look at the result, and then if you win, we'll share it. But I just want to say, Arlo, it was no surprise to the community that you were going to be one of the bosses. I think that was a kind of given when we started this thing. So it made sense to kind of have you go up first. But damn, dude, like you got slammed with the draw, right? This draw wasn't orchestrated in any way, shape, or form. We haven't matched bosses against people who we thought they want to go up against. It was another random kind of draw. And you got hit with Freed from Addiction, which is the team that took me out too. So I know firsthand how tough these guys are and how difficult it would have been. So let's have a look at some of the propaganda that took place, starting with
he's also taken Acro out. Freed from Addiction is a drug receipts staff killer.
Yeah, he's a ruthless animal. We might have to put him on payroll just to keep him quiet. All right, let's have a look at the propaganda that you shot out, which was some pretty fire propaganda, first of all. So, talk us through this, Arlo.
Well, so if you've read my lore, right, it's about these, it's about pills basically that, soldiers can take, presumably to, for sleep or for, relief or respite from the war. But really they are kind of like suicide pills, right? It's the last pill you'll ever take. You just go to sleep forever. And also torment you with nightmares so it's basically like trapping you in a nightmare forever. That's kind of the sort of the narrative that's flowing underneath the kind of like poetic lore that I put together. But so that bottle has some references to it. It's got the number 666 to reference kind of dark arts. It's got the rainbow because they're all rainbow pills. It's out there on the battlefield. It's got it refers to the long slumber, which is referenced in the lore. But it's also a direct shot at Freed from Addiction, because his whole campaign, his whole platform is fighting addiction. And helping people to recover from addiction. And so I came up with this premise, right, that this pill is non-addictive because you just take one and it does the job. It does the job. One dose is all it takes, basically, to send you into your long slumber.
Wasn't there a thing like back in, I want to say medieval times, but I keep thinking it's like maybe we should be asking Acro, like, oldie worldy English times, where they did have a thing, right, that was like a tincture or something that was an opiate based thing that you could. They call it Black Widow or something. Am I ringing any bells for anyone here?
Are you saying for suicide?
Yeah, there was a tincture that you could take back in the day that put you to sleep, and it was available. Like you could get your hands on it. I think it was called Black Widow or something. If you know what the hell I'm talking about, so that I don't look completely fucking nuts, please chuck it in the comments so that I can go and look at it. But yeah, it reminded me of that. So. And Acro's just put a comment backstage saying, "No clue what you're talking about, Trevor. I wasn't born in the 1920s." Shout out to. I thought you were immortal, Acro. I thought you'd come down from us from like the biblical times and have just graced us with your time. Okay, moving on. Let's have a little bit of a look at what was fired back at you from the Freed from Addiction team.
So here's a photo of me from a very early. That's one of the early blading cups, blading cups. And I actually was probably announcing back then. Was one of the announcers for the contest. But so here he's taken one of those images and has put in the speech bubble. I wanted my hashtag DRX Drug Wars battle card to look just like Freed from Addiction, because it is that good. I voted for them. You should too. And it's true. There's a lot of similarity in our card. So really nicely played there from Freed from Addiction. And that wasn't the only one. I mean, Freed from Addiction came out. He has been the most prolific, probably, propagandist in the competitions. It's no wonder or no accident that he's been having so much success. And he came at me for sure.
Yeah. And that was he is ruthless, right? Like, he's not only got such a clever platform, playing into the heartstrings. How could you vote against somebody who's standing? It's almost like, he's become political in a way, or the most political kind of card so far. And as you say, he's prolific. So he's everywhere you look, in the Discord, on Twitter, everywhere you go, you're seeing the propaganda. So it's definitely having an impact. It's helping him work his way through it, got him into the boss rounds, which is no mean feat, right? Anybody that's made it this far deserves a really big shout out and deserves a prize. So speaking of prize, although let's have a look at what the final score was.
Are y'all waiting for me?
No, I'm waiting for our producer to show how the battle went down. There
Did
it
we
is.
show? Boom. Hello. So, yeah, Fear the Nightcaps. My team took it down. Score of 66-47. So still pretty close margin.
Still pretty close.
Not super close, but not a blowout like in the other round. And kind of, I'm not saying the actual outcome was to be expected, but I think we were expecting a pretty close matchup, and I think that it looks about right.
Yeah, I was actually nervous. You know, when I went in there and voted, it was really super close, and I was actually nervous for you. I thought, "Fuck, I think Arlo's going to go down here," and then you kind of pulled away a little bit. And when I checked on it late last night before I went to bed, you looked like you were off to a pretty decent margin by that stage. So yeah, it was definitely a strong fight early on.
Yeah.
Did you feel the pressure? Did you feel like that you might be getting taken out by one of the stronger teams in the competition?
You know, it's funny because even though there really are no stakes for me other than pride, when the battle went live and I went on and cast my first vote, I was really I had butterflies. Like I was nervous. Like I was nervous, like and excited, and I wanted to win. And I think that's one of the interesting and kind of cool things about this is I know that most of the bosses want to win, right? I know Brooke
100%.
is like really putting a lot of work into it. I put a lot of work.
I've never seen Brooke so second guessing himself all the time. Like, is this the strongest team I can put forward? You know, he's really, really struggling. So it's going to be cool when we reveal Brooke's team for everybody. I think that's going to be a pretty big moment in the competition. But look, you've made a promise. Let's deliver it. You said if you win, you've got some unrevealed propaganda. So if that's queued up and ready, let's have a look at what that looks like.
So let me set it up real quick. So I feel like a big strength of my team was the lore, right? That's because curating is one thing, and I did that. I think I did that fairly well. But I really did put a lot of time into the lore, and so I want to share the lore with you all. But I brought in a special guest, one of the real crown jewels of our community is Dia and her speaking voice. Very early on, we discovered this like incredible asset that we had right in our midst. And so I tapped Dia. I roped her in and asked if she would mind reading my lore. And so we put together this nice little presentation of Dia reading the Fear the Caps lore. So I hope that you enjoy it.
Fear the Nightcaps. Shards of broken halos, feathers flung from fallen angels' wings. Such beautiful pills, such terrible things. Light reflecting through rain paints rainbows on the horizon. Darkness through tears casts shadows on the soul. Weary soldiers exhausted from the toil of war search for respite in the sanctuary of sleep, a nightcap, an invitation for relief. But there is no rest when you're haunted in your sleep. A terrible tincture taken at night seeps into your dreams. Like holes in your socks allow the cold to creep in. Gaps in your soul fill with dread and despair. Menacing medicines made from dark magic summon sinister symptoms, mind-altering and numbing. The war for you is finished, dear snuggler. Rest assured, your long slumber is coming.
Ooh.
Awesome. I love it.
She's so versatile, right? Like I know she's reading sort of children's stories at the moment with that soothing kind of voice.
Exactly.
A career missed in radio, no doubt, but also somehow managed to turn that into the most shiver-inspiring, spine-tingling kind of piece of propaganda. So very cool.
Great. Thank you, Diaz, for that. So much. Killed it. That was amazing. And I see Nicely posting in the comments. Maybe we need to add a beat to that or get Nicely to do his version of it. Yeah, very cool.
Nice. All right. Well, we will see how that all goes down in the Battle of the Bosses, right? At the end of all of this, when we will see your team rise up again. Do you want to share with everybody? You mentioned earlier you haven't quite figured out exactly what the bounty is going to be yet. So I guess it will fall into the prize pool. And right before we go into the final fight, we're going to break down the prize pool for everybody so that the final two players know what they're fighting for. So yes,
Well, but I will say, because I know loosely what it is, right? So at the very base, it's going to be a hand-drawn drug receipt based on Fear of the Caps, right? So I'm going to do a version of something inspired by Fear of the Caps is going to be a hand-drawn receipt, and we will send that out to whoever wins. We will also have an NFT version of it, much like we did for when we did the fundraiser for the bartender who got injured, and we did a receipt and sold the NFT of the receipt as a fundraiser for her. So we'll also give them the NFT version of the receipt, and there will also be an actual drug receipts. I'll give a rainbow cap NFT to along with it. So that's basically the prize package.
It's a package, not just a prize, but a package of prizes. So unfortunate for our good friend Savvy, who didn't take out the boss in that particular round, but Savvy moves on, as do all of these teams, into the quarterfinals, right? So you guys are going to be gearing yourself up. You've got a couple of days respite while the rest of the boss battles take place, and then you better be ready to bring fire, because we're into the really, really serious business end of the competition. Anyone in this final 8 could take out the whole thing. So it's going to be, and you're only days away from it when it goes live. Like it's a week or something left of fighting, and then we know who the ultimate warlord is. So
yeah, Trevor, I think that's important to clarify. Thank you for bringing it up. But so no one can be knocked out in the boss rounds, right? It's a bonus round for everybody that made it to the final 8. It's an opportunity to pick up a bounty, but it's not a guaranteed bounty. So you have to win the matchup against the boss in order to claim the bounty. Serengeti out of here beat Roadrunner Racing. They defeated their boss, so they picked up the bounty. Did we show the bounty card on that one?
We did. You want to bring it up again, because we didn't really talk about that.
Yeah.
So with the Roadrunner Racing guys going down, the bounty was grabbed by Serengeti out of here, and that bounty is 2 Atom Card Club memberships. So that's a pretty dope prize. And the team owner, who we all know is Acro, can go out now and start his own, Roadrunner Racing brand. He's got the tools that they have. So there's nothing stopping, well, apart from the fact that he works for us and we keep him very fucking busy, there's nothing stopping him from going out and building something similar if that's his bag. And we do know, and here's a little bit of alpha that I'm sure Acro won't mind me sharing, but we do know that Acro is a bit of a car fiend. So I'm sure he's pretty stoked to have those Atom Car Club memberships.
Yeah, very cool. I don't know how, thinking about the little prize package that I'm putting up, because Acro, puts together the graphics for that bounty, what's been collected. I don't know how you would show it. So he's probably happy that I didn't win, or I didn't lose, because I don't know how he would show that. But
we'll just do a special graphic. Arlo's prize pack.
Yeah. You can't. So the teams that have made it this far, they can't lose in the boss rounds. It's just an opportunity to pick up a bounty. If they don't claim the bounty, then the bounty moves into the main prize purse. So that's something that can be claimed later on in the tournament presumably by the grand prize winner or the runner-up winner. And all the people that compete in the boss rounds, whatever happens against the bosses, they are still moving on to the quarterfinals, where they will have to take on another formidable competitor. And that one is for actual stakes, where they can then be knocked out.
Yeah, there's some, we all know what's coming, right? In the next round and the quarterfinals is the matchup that I think most people have been waiting for since the propaganda drop. So it's going to be a massive opening round to the next actual drug wars, or the next war competitor battles. Let's bring up our next guest, who is ready backstage, I think. Come on up, Jesse. Nice to see you. Oh,
hi.
Hello. Does it look like I'm in a hospital? It kind of does.
You look like you're in a retirement home.
Oh my God. Hold on. I'm in an Airbnb with the weirdest decor. Here's Twiggy, I think.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
The lighting is incredible. But it's very super cute. It's like this little
that's a cool
bungalow.
Airbnb. Yeah.
It is. And then here's this poster of the Beatles? Question mark.
Yes,
It's really
that is
cool
the
though.
Beatles.
It's like, yeah, it's located in Hollywood. So there's
Are
a
you in the
bit
Hollywood
of
Hills mixing with the rich and
I
shameless?
I am. Me and Tyler Shields are about to hang out. Just kidding.
Maybe
Conspire
tomorrow.
and yeah, we're gonna conspire and see how we're gonna beat out this next boss team. Or this team against the
Ooh.
bosses.
Yes.
Just
Speaking
kidding.
of Tyler, have we announced yet? Do people know who the next two bosses are? Have we announced that yet? I don't think we have.
People know.
Oh, it's live in the battle arena. So yeah, people know. So should we get to that? Should we bring up the next round now that we have Jesse on camera and have a chat about who is fighting in the next war? So if our producer can bring up the current battle arena, fight number 1, that would be pretty cool. Nice to see you, Jesse. Feels like it's been ages since we've had you around. You and your flamboyant
here.
lifestyle.
No, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me? Question mark. So, but no, Drug Wars has been a lot of fun, guys, so far. I mean, it's definitely been
What's been your
beast
highlight?
of an undertaking.
What's been your highlight?
I think
personal highlight.
my personal highlight would probably have to be seeing how creative everyone's been. But really, and I'm not trying to advocate for anyone's side here, but when it comes to having the tenacity and the will to win, I've been really impressed by Eminem's propaganda so far. And I think that's been the most amazing to see, just someone who has historically come in just right below first place, really like take it home and drive it home. So
Yeah.
That's been a big highlight for me, honestly.
Yeah, cool. I think you're right. Like I've been continually blown away, and I think as the competition gets really hot now and the prizes are becoming real for some of these people, we're going to see, some stops being pulled out and some new levels of propaganda and promotion coming through. So pretty excited about that. But yeah, I mean, I'm just blown away that a little competition that started as an idea to share and flex some NFTs has turned into what it is, and people dropping tracks. It almost feels like careers could start off the back of this thing. So yeah, it's pretty wild. All right, let's have a wee look at the next round of battles. Here we are, the next boss rounds. Arlo, do you want to talk us through?
Sure. So we've got No Cap, our beloved No Cap, our first Drug Receipts Metastar. And which track did we open with? Refresh my memory.
We opened with nice. Yeah, we
opened with Drug Wars. So we'll be closing with No Cap, We at War. So we're reprising both of these tracks. But so No Cap is up against a Drug Lord. As Trevor mentioned, all 3 of the Drug Lords, Tyler, Brooke, and myself are all represented here in the boss battles. This is Tyler Shields' boss battle, Project Mayhem. And whereas, Brooke and I, for instance, we don't have one-of-ones. Tyler has a one-of-one. He has the cat suit tabby. And so he is definitely leaning into that strength. Project Mayhem is the name of his team, and the lore there, as you can see, is very stark. The first rule of Project Mayhem is you don't talk about Project Mayhem. No more needs to be said. But when you look at the rankings there on the back of the card, let's see it again. What was it? Number 10 for that catsuit tabby? Yeah, number 10.
Yeah.
So pretty precious
big flex
prize right there.
And,
but going up against a heavyweight, right, in every way.
Crowd favorite.
The propaganda is just top level. The card is expertly curated. So Tyler, I would say, has his work cut out for him here. But Tyler, of anyone in this project, certainly has a community and a following at his disposal. And if he decided to weaponize that or target that audience into this project, well, then I don't think that anyone would stand a chance. So anything could happen in this battle. I think probably on merits alone, we would expect No Cap to win. But if you
can't
once you
discount
start
someone like Tyler
followings into
Shields.
it, all bets are off.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what transpires over the next 21 hours and 11 minutes, because you're right, there is some capability to bring a bunch of people in to support Tyler that No Cap may not have necessarily at his disposal, but No Cap definitely has a strong relationship with the drug receipts community, and I'm sure there's a lot of people, and even in the comments I can see Bildo already putting his flag in the ground firmly for No Cap. So I'll be interested to see how this one takes place.
Do we
It
want
really
to talk
is
about
a
what's on the
battle
line here?
of the stars.
Yeah, it's a battle of the stars. Yeah, from two different mediums, but yeah, definitely a battle of the stars. So let's bring up what the prize is that these two or that this battle is all about. So what has No Cap, We at War, got a chance of taking out? If there it is that an original Tyler Shields NFT, Arlo? Do you know much about what we're looking at here?
Yeah, it is. So he released a collection, an NFT collection called Pop Art, and I think it was. God, I don't remember how many pieces it was, but they were all one of ones. Dude, now I want to bring it up real quick because I thought I knew this off the top of my head. But they were all one of ones, and the floor on those, I think last time I checked, was half an ETH. There were only 100 items. That's what it was. There was only 100 of them, and each one is unique, so they're not generative. Tyler curated each one of these, and they're cool pieces. They're pop art pieces, kind of done in the style of Andy Warhol, but they're based on Tyler's signature portraits. And so he has put one of his pop art pieces up from his own collection as a bounty.
Yeah, amazing to see. Yeah, I think I had a little bit of a look at that once it was shared what the prize was going to be, and I think the last sale on that particular piece was like nearly 0.9 of an ETH. So it's a pretty substantial prize to be offered up, and I know that there are some big prizes coming up in the competition, but it's a pretty significant one. So that'll be an interesting battle, I think, and hopefully we will. Well, I guess we'll see in 24 hours, but who knows what could happen. If I was No Cap, I'd be feeling pretty confident in the support of the community, but shitting myself that if Tyler gets motivated and activated and starts talking to his following, there could be a landslide event happening. Be interesting to see what happens.
I think that is the key. It's just going to be a matter of how much Tyler decides to activate his following.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Good luck to No Cap. You're going to have your work cut out for you, my friend. But we will see over the next 20 hours or so what takes place there. Now, the next battle in this bracket, and before we show it, if we can just pop back off screen share and we can bring up our next guest for the event, is a representative of the next boss to be announced. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big, warm, silent YouTube welcome to Mr. Fresco.
All right, let's go.
Oh,
what up,
sorry,
man?
you guys caught me mid-drink. I was hoping it was that tincture you were talking about after seeing Nicely's propaganda. Put me to sleep.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Ooh,
Here we go.
words.
The war is out.
Shots fired already.
Shots fired. So yeah.
On, everybody. How are you?
Bang on. Yeah, nice to see you, friend. How are you?
Oh, good. Sorry that everybody. I'm double dipping, and sorry you guys have to see me again. It's Saturday. We can't get these guys to work on a Saturday, so.
And I see you're flexing in your background, your team there, my friend, 69 Mafia. Do you have a little bit of a story about where that team came from? I'm sure everybody, this is your chance, right? This is your chance. There's people listening. A bunch of people are going to watch this in the restream before they vote. So let's hear it.
So that's what, Kaz was the one who kind of started on mint night, right? He told the story last time. He started that, that race for everybody trying to mint drug receipt, 6969. So we felt, we had a little attachment to that became a big meme in the drug receipts community, and we kind of leaned into the drug wars theme, right? So our gold tabby, being a 1 of 1, we kind of were inspired by there's this old kind of notorious like just all around like badass named Griselda Blanco, also called the Black Widow, right? Who was like this, just savage, brutal kind of she sold some substances, I guess, and so we just kind of leaned into that and kind of created the story a little bit around that, with the gold tabby at the center, with the kind of the new head of a crime family, and the other characters being kind of like capos, I guess. And yeah, so let the guy who writes all of our articles kind of run wild with that. We didn't know there was a 700. I mean, this guy wrote an essay, man. So we had to get that down to 750 characters. So.
yeah, there was. That's one of the challenges, right? Is the restrictions that the battle card builder puts on you, because we've got to work within the constraints of what we're dealing with. We talked a lot about having a scrollable feature, so you could kind of go berserk with lore. That made everything very messy when it all kind of rendered out. So we ended up having to cap it at 750 characters. So you've really got to dance around with your words and make the most of that limited amount of space to get your message across. I just want to say I kind of agree, like that gold crown tabby, she kind of reminds me of the Queen of the South kind of vibe, like this, really attractive, appealing, kind of beautiful princess type character that's just a savage and ready to fucking kill anybody that comes up against them. So yeah.
In my opinion, Arlo, you killed all the 1 of 1s. That is the 1 of 1, in my opinion. So
yeah.
Oh,
big call.
he's gonna be honest.
Because in our two matchups today, each of the bosses is featuring a 1 of 1, and we were kind of ogling at Tyler's 1 of 1, which was ranked number 10. But you guys actually even have Tyler outmatched. Your gold tabby is ranked 7.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
So let's have a little look if we can bring up the and leave us on screen, please, producer. But let's bring up the battle cards and have a little bit of a look. And there it is, the gold tabby we're talking about. For those of you who aren't familiar with it, I'm sure most of the drug receipts community are familiar with our 1 of 1s. And if we flip that card, you'll see there that the rank comes through on the back, and you can see right there, gold tabby rank number 7. Is that the highest ranked 1 of 1, highest ranked card in the competition?
Are you saying still left, or of all the ones that were entered?
I think of all the ones that were entered, wasn't it?
Well, because we had several 1 of 1s, it'd just be a question of which one was ranked the highest. I mean, we had the Red Devil tabby, we had a gold cap. I don't know. It's very interesting.
It's a baller team that is up, thrown down, like seriously fucking thrown down from the.
Even our 1 cap that we throw in is better than all 4 of his.
That's probably true technically, right? But so let's talk about this a little more, right? So you've got DRX set on the right. So the gold tabby team, the 6ix9ine Mafia, they do have 1 of each character there. And it's against a cap crew, which is all caps on the left. And it's a kingpin up against a boss. So 2 premium cards in this matchup. There's a lot of really interesting dynamics going on here. And as Fletch pointed out, or Fresco, pointed out, and nicely has made it clear himself. The M&Ms, their strength is not rarity, right? These are these are not very highly ranked NFTs at all. But it's the strength of the card is the curation, the cleverness of the theme, and of course the propaganda, which has been well documented. But so now 6ix9ine Mafia is trying to flex a little bit, and we'll see how this plays out.
Wow.
And we'll see what kind of community you guys bring in, Fresco.
Yeah.
Well,
I got to be honest. I was just going to say, I got to be honest. This is one of my favorite battles so far. I think you guys have done a brilliant job. No prizes for guessing that Arcade, who are one of the leaders in Web3 gaming in the space right now have brought a fucking team of fire to take on in the drug war. So you guys have really represented yourselves so fucking strongly. I can already see there's shit talk going on in the chat. So you're already inspiring a hell of a lot of activity. This is going to be a really big one, I think. Have you got some plans in terms of propaganda and how you're going to rally support, mate?
Yeah. Well, so Arcade's a 19-man team, right? So we are just throwing everything at the wall. We're gonna machine gun this, right? We're definitely going for quantity here. I always say it, right? Listen. I'm also part of Roadrunner Racing. They kind of let me down. Okay.
Yeah.
That hurt me yesterday. So
this is redemption. This is like stamping it out.
It is. And when we, when you look at the Atom Discord and everything that goes on in the Atom realm, right? They know I'm the king of the trash talk over there, right? So
yeah,
Nicely's got to go up against that. I told him earlier today. This is a funny story, actually. Nicely and I grew up in the same town, town, right? It's not a very big town, a little rough area. And I told him earlier, man, like he's a little older than me, so we didn't know each other. We actually met through NFTs and all that stuff. But my whole life, I beat his school at football, at baseball. And
so this is a battle of the ages. Yeah,
it's not going to end now. It's been going on for a long time.
There's some real pent-up aggression here.
Yeah, I can see nicely.
Unsettled scores.
He's just taken the filter off and he's going straight at it, like in the chat here. So this shit's getting real right up in here. This is going to be a really fun 20 hours or so, right? So I'm really excited to see what you guys do here and how Nicely responds. In fact, we know that Nicely already has responded, and we've got a little clip that we're going to share right now, just so that you can have a little bit of a look at it and maybe give you an opportunity with this platform to respond. You haven't seen this, we haven't seen this. This is brand new for everybody watching. A premiere from the M&M's Cap Crew owner. Let's have a look at this.
All right, we're up against the boss today. I mean, I don't see how we could lose. We've got the lore, the curation, and plus we've got that song.
Yeah, we got that song. Yeah, they don't stand a chance.
Drop that song.
Cause this is a war, a drug war, but it's the type of war that you don't need guns for. You just shoot up to the drugstore, and you can cop the product that you want and so much more. If you don't want a problem with the fluff that you come for, it's a drug war.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's pretty good. Sorry, Fresco. Good luck, dude.
Dude.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
He's speechless.
I saw that earlier. It's good. It's good. The kid's talented, man. He's good.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's not fucking around.
Great.
He's not here to fluff spiders, dude. So, he wants that prize that's on your head. And let me just share, what the fluff did you come for? Yeah. Let me just share with everybody. This is one of the bigger prizes in the game. These guys have come in saying, fuck it all. We're going big. So Arcade have brought a significant bounty. Do we share it now or do we wait until... No, we got to wait till it goes off, if it goes off. So nicely.
Get it.
Sure, let him know what's on the line.
Share it now. Share it now.
Yeah, share it.
Share it now. All right, here it is. Nicely. You're at 0.5 ETH straight into your wallet, brother, if you can take these guys down. So bring the fire. There's a half an ETH going up for grabs. I know Acro's already got the little ETH symbol lined up, ready to drop the card. It's going to be big. So this is your chance, Nicely, to take out that prize. And if you don't, the winner of the overall thing is going to pick that up. And they're already picking up a shit ton. So time to pull out all stops. And that was a pretty significant start. I'm interested to see how you guys respond to that, Fresco. That was a big fucking bit of propaganda right there.
That was good. It's good. Yeah. Sorry, Nicely, that you're getting smoked right now. It's not looking good. I wish you were up against Tyler. I wish you were up against Tyler. You'd have won easily. But we've been building this thing for a long time. We've made a lot of people a lot of money. We're pretty inside. We pass along alpha. We're calling in favors. So sorry, Nicely. They shouldn't have teased you like that. You're not going to win that money.
That's it. That's going back in the pot. Oh, this is some serious shit. Yes, Nicely's gone from fuck Fresco to please, anybody, please vote for me. I've got 4 kids. That crumbled quick, bro. Like, I thought you had a bit more skin than that. All right.
You know what? I will say, because we can't knock him out, right? I
No.
think he's the favorite to take the tournament.
You think so?
Yeah.
Calling it?
Which
I don't know.
That
Are you
much.
calling that just so that when you win this fight, you can say we took down the number 1 team in the game? Are you setting yourself up for the boss battles?
No, I think he's good. I think he brings a skill set that, other people are going to have a hard time matching, Everybody likes music,
100%.
right? He's a good storyteller. He's a creative guy. So yeah, he's got a good team. I like it. And when he says that the strength isn't the rarity or how, those caps are special, we know.
I think
Fresco, do you know who Eminem's is facing, who Nicely's facing right after he gets through the boss battle with you?
No, I don't.
His next matchup is against No Cap, the other track that was dropped for Drug Wars. They're going to face each other in the next round. Yeah. So it's kind of a big one.
Okay. Yeah. And they both do music?
They both dropped tracks. Yeah. So at the beginning of this podcast, we played the first track, which is called We at War, which is by No Cap, which is a Drug Receipts character that was invented for this competition. And he performs the song We at War. And that's up against the track that from Eminem's from Nicely. Yeah.
I feel like the only way that M&Ms are going to beat out No Cap or vice versa is that if one of them comes back with the ultimate diss track.
Yeah.
And now it's track versus track. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but this is like also the spirit of Web3, right? Where it's like it goes beyond just like buying JPEGs and like, relying on, the price to go up beneath and all these other factors. When if you use your imagination and use your skills, then you sort of create this world where you can gain followers and supporters for your art and become a star within it. And you start creating your own brand, which is really exciting. So I feel like both of these teams, no matter what, really exemplify the possibilities of Web3 beyond just like, hey, buy this and go, So it's exciting.
Yeah. Maybe old Greg's going to come through with an arcade remix of Drug Wars.
Mm-hmm. There'll be no words, just music.
I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to, because since we're talking about the M&M's No Cap challenge, that's imminent. This is a platform that's available to either of those players if they want to get up and take advantage of the recap before their battle, spit some bars, talk some shit. You're welcome up here, friends. Let's have it and give the people what they want to see.
Yeah, this platform is here for you. We're putting out content daily, and at this point, there's so few competitors left in the tournament. You should be using this. This is an arm of your propaganda. And yeah, if you give it to us, we will play it. We'll get it out there. So use this resource for sure.
I would say
final eight.
I challenge old Greg. I know I'm playing double agent here myself, but I feel like arcade, it would be sick if Greg can come out with like a 15-minute mix, something super quick. And it's like the official arcade Drug Wars propaganda mix. And that's how you kill him with techno. Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah. I've never
Hey, so can we
Greg stepped up to, so
let's can we share screen? Let's show the battle bracket, the full battle bracket, just so that everybody can kind of like be up to date on where we're at in the tournament. And the battle bracket is available to anyone. You can go onto the Drug Wars website anytime, use the drop down menu and go to the battle bracket. But this gives you a full overview of the entire tournament. And we're down to the final 8. Right now we're in the boss rounds, but you can see each division winner. You can see which matchups are coming up in the next round. So you've got the 2 brackets coming from the left and the right. And as we scroll down, you see all the division winners. Serengeti out of here right now. They're all facing bosses. So those purple pills mean that they're up against a boss. Serengeti out of here is up against Roadrunner Racing. We've got No Cap We at Wars facing Division 2A boss, but now that will be updated, right? Now we know that that's Tyler. Another note about the division bosses. So Trevor mentioned, right, that the bosses are distributed randomly. But even beyond that, there's had to be some shuffling because the teams from the bosses are not coming in at the same time. So wherever they were scheduled, if we didn't have a team from them yet, we've had to move some stuff around. So we are not trying to, we have no opinion on who's facing what bosses. We're just trying to make sure everything flows logistically and we can get a competition out there on time. But so Babes in Blue, Pinkies in the Brain, you can see all the division winners. They have their matchups coming up. And you can see what teams are going to be facing each other in the next round. So if you're not using the battle bracket yet, make sure that you check in with it frequently, because that will help you to keep track of where we're at in the competition and what's coming up.
Yeah, and as Arlo points out, we now have the full boss breakdown of who is in which division, which boss is in which division. So that'll be updated and something to check back on later today or tomorrow, as the case may be, wherever you are in this crazy time zone related shit called the metaverse, the thing that never sleeps, but sometimes we have to. Now, I notice in the Discord there's some shit talk going on about you, Fresco, and I don't know if you want to respond to that. If you've got they're calling you an asshole over there, or at least nicely, saying that you came straight on camera and started the shit talk, which that's the fucking reason we brought you here. So you brought the fire. Do you want to respond to that?
Hey, man, he's got music. All I have is words to hurt people. I'm not creative. I just tear people down. He knows, like I said, we grew up in the same town. We don't live too far from each other. I probably have to make sure it's not a brick through my front window right now. But
we know where you live.
Yeah, nicely, the hand strikes and then gives a flower, right? So I'm happy to help you against No Cap afterwards. Happy to do what I can. I'll go down and take some pictures for you, or record a video for you. We got to make sure you win. I got to humble you first, though.
This has been my favorite recap so far. We should have Fresco on every show just to spit fire and just throw.
Oh, I got to maintain my reputation as a nice guy, and then I start talking. People are like, "What's wrong with this guy?
Who is this guy?" You put him on camera, and
I like the spice, Fresco. I like the spice.
I appreciate it.
I think it's fair to say that this next 20 hours or so is going to be pretty fucking cool. So keep an eye on socials, keep an eye on the Discord, get in there, talk some shit up. Let's blow this one up. Let's get it out, and let's make this tomorrow's show a super exciting one. Good luck to you guys with your team. It's a big team you've dropped, Fresco. Good luck with the shit talk. You're up against one of the crowd favorites. So yeah, we'll watch this one with bated breath.
Yeah. Thank you guys. No, appreciate you guys including us. They love jumping on nicely. It's been fun so far. I'm looking forward to seeing what the next 20 hours entail. I'm sure he's not going to go down quietly. So thank you guys.
Fresco, it means a lot to us to have you guys on here, to have Arcade involved. So thank you guys a lot. And y'all been really fun throughout, even beyond Drug Wars, just as a partner. You guys have been really supportive and been really great partners. So thanks for all y'all do.
Yeah, no, we love you guys. Anything we can do, please reach out.
Likewise.
Anytime.
Likewise.
Thank you guys.
All right, that's a wrap. Let's get it done. Get yourselves into the Discord.
I hope you'll lose.
I thought that was Trevor was going to kick me off stage. No response. Trevor's just going to boot me out of here now.
Yeah, Jesse and I are going to leave and let you guys knuckle it out, right? All right, nice work, guys. That's a wrap.
In the back.
Thanks, Fresco. Thanks. Go vote, everybody.
Thanks,
Go
Jesse.
Vote.
Go vote. Go and enjoy your Saturday night, you crazy cats. And
have fun,
see you
Jesse.
later. Ciao for now.
Oh, I will. I'm going to go see Pet Shop Boys and you want it!
Oh, no fair. Oh, yeah. Sick. Dude, I saw a live New Order cover band last night. It was so sick. But you're seeing the real thing.
The real deal.
I'm glad you had an amazing time, Arlo, but if we're battling out here, I think I have you beat.
Oh, you have me stomped. You have my teeth on the curb and you're kicking me on the back of the head.
Photos or it didn't happen.
Yes, I will provide plenty. Thank you guys so much. I love Drug Wars. I love drug receipts. I love drugs.
Have fun. Yeah. Have fun. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
This is 7 November, Roger, stand by. And all units, this is 7 November Golf, my unit Alpha Echo. Check her out loud in here.
We at war. DRX, lock and load. Yeah. We at war, we at war. Going to war. Yeah. No cap. We at war. Big snuggler. Yeah. King Cuddler. We at war, we at war. Let's go. Yeah. NFTs, nuts. It's a drug war.